It's James here and welcome to the first review video on this channel. Fun fact, this is the first drama I watched when I jumped back into the K-drama world, Crash Landing on You. Crash Landing on You aired worldwide on December 14th, 2019, and the last episode was on February 16th, 2020. It is currently the highest rated TVN drama and third highest rated South Korean TV drama in cable television history. It is a romantic comedy drama. I usually classify dramas in different types. For example, Crash Landing on You is a fish out of water, knight in shining armor type of drama. Before I get into the review, do not forget that these reviews are based on my own personal preferences and what I like and dislike when I watch dramas. I will try very hard to not be biased. For example, no matter how much I like an actor or actress, if the performance is bad or the drama did not deliver, I will say so and not hold back. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so please share in the comments below. Now on to the review. Please note, spoiler warning, you have been warned. In general, I really enjoyed this drama. It has a bit of everything that makes K-dramas K-dramas. Because of that, I would say Crash Landing on You is a good drama to watch if you never watched one. This drama is actually one of my personal favorites. Crash Landing on You tells the story of two star-crossed lovers, a South Korean heiress, Hyun and a North Korean elite, Ri Jong-hyuk, who is an army officer. Tissues required? You will need a box or two. One day while paragliding in South Korea, Suri has an accident caused by a sudden tornado. She awakens in a forest in North Korea. She meets Ri Jong-hyuk, who after trusting her gives her shelter and develops plans to help her return to South Korea. Back in South Korea, Suri's family tries to suppress as much news as they can regarding her disappearance. However, before her disappearance, her father appointed her as his successor based on her success of running her own company, Suri's Choice. She does so without any help from family. Her two half-brothers were not thrilled about their father's announcement, especially Hyun and his wife. Suri and Ri Jong-hyuk's story is intertwined with that of So-dan and Gu-sejun. So-dan is the daughter of a wealthy North Korean department store owner who has been studying in Russia and playing cello. She returns to North Korea to marry Ri Jong-hyuk as it was an arranged wedding between their families. Gu-sejun, or Alberto, is a con man. Before Suri's paragliding incident, he wanted to marry Suri to get in on the family wealth and seek revenge for what Suri's father did to his own father. However, he fails because Suri was too smart and figured out what he was up to. Alberto did not fail completely because he was still able to trick one of Suri's half-brothers, Hyun, and make off with a large sum of money. He flees to North Korea because he knows he cannot be chased if he hides in North Korea. I enjoy the story a lot. You are constantly rooting for the main couple to be together. You're constantly asking, is she ever going home? Feels like the entire world wants to keep them apart. The pacing was very good. At one point it was a little off. It's the part where the story shifts to South Korea where Ri Jong-hyuk and his 4 soldiers arrive in South Korea for a mission. They are working against a strict time limit, but for some reason they had time to have fun. Like, where was the sense of urgency? I guess they were very distracted by the sights of Seoul and lost sight of their mission. But even with that, those scenes were probably the most enjoyed to watch and my favorite. The first half of the drama took part mainly in North Korea, but they showed us bits of what was happening in South Korea, basically how people were dealing with Suri's disappearance. Then, for the second half of the drama, South Korea was the focus and they showed us bits of what was happening in North Korea. I liked how they reversed it and went back and forth. They continued the story for the North Korean villagers that Suri had encountered, which was great, because it covered loose ends without having us wonder what happened. The main villain, Commander Cho, had a good cause for what he did and why he did it. Man wanted power and wealth, obtaining it any means necessary and stopping those that will expose him, even his closest friend, without any remorse. Score 10 out of 10. Even with me pointing out the pacing with a sense of urgency, it did not really affect what was happening because I enjoyed those scenes a lot anyway. Hyun plays Ri Jong-hyuk, the emotionally reserved captain of Company 5. Before he was a captain, he was studying abroad in Switzerland to be a pianist. I don't think anybody else could have played Ri Jong-hyuk. Hyun did the character justice. He raised the bar for the perfect boyfriend. Whenever he gets jealous, those scenes are very funny. Seeing a man that is all about his duty pout and be jealous confirms that he is human and not as perfect as we think. Ye-jin plays Hyun, the South Korean heiress. She has a troubled family history, especially with her half-brothers and stepmom. Suri has always been alone with no real family and friends, so she always had to take care of herself no matter how bad she is at it. The character had two sides to her, the strong, confident businesswoman that knows what she wants. The gentle side of her really showed us that she has not lived an easy life. She struggles to show her love and appreciation because she grew up without feeling any of it herself. So Ji-hae plays So-dan, the North Korean department store heiress and aspiring celloist who is Ri Jung-yuk's fiancé by arrangement. The best RBF, Resting Bitch Face award goes to her. So-dan is an elegant woman with powerful connections in North Korea and does not hesitate to take charge. She always wants to keep her composure, but sometimes she slips and the results are very funny. Kim Chung-hyun plays Gu Se-jun, Alberto, the intelligent, charming South Korean con man. After getting revenge on Suri's family by scamming her half-brother, he flees to North Korea to hide. This character always had me guessing about his true motives. One minute he seems like the bad guy, then the next minute he's helping. At the start he was always looking out for himself and did not trust anybody. The supporting cast was fantastic and very memorable. The four soldiers in Ri Jung-yuk's troop that he trusts the most definitely made the drama what it is, and I cannot imagine the drama without them. They were like the brothers that Suri always wanted. We have Park Ji-soo, the one she always argues with the most. Park Won-bom, the soldier that is oblivious of his mono good looks. Kim Joo-bok, the one that is obsessed with Korean dramas and South Korean culture. He always acts as a translator and explains stuff to the rest of the company. Lee Dong-hee, the youngest of the group and the little brother to them all, and the most gullible. Chemistry was absolutely flawless between Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin. Your heart skips a beat when they did emotional scenes together. The chemistry between the four soldiers were also a highlight. They did well with the casting. Any scene between Suri and Jisoo when they argue was always hilarious. Anytime a South Korean term or something that Suri says that they don't understand, they always tell Jumuk to translate. Halfway through the drama, they just stop asking. They just stare at him and he would clear his throat and begin explaining. One more character and performance I want to talk about is Mombuk, the rat. He listens in on people and looks for ways to exploit their weaknesses and reports it to Commander Cho. While his superior had no issues, or even any remorse for his actions, Mombuk has many regrets. The actor that played Mombuk showcased the pain very well. The pain and sadness on his face tug at my heartstrings and you can't hate him. He hates what he does, but he has no choice. Score, 10 out of 10. Main cast and supporting cast did amazing. No complaints. It was clear they did a lot of research when it came to dressing the cast. When Suri was in North Korea, they dressed her several looks, ranging from the countryside villager to the modern business casual of the North Korea capital. So-dan, of course, just had the North Korean wardrobe. She had more of an elegant look with many different dresses, but when dressed for business, it was still screaming elegance. Ri Jung-yuk had the short end of the stick being a soldier, so he was mostly in uniform, but got more variety of outfits for the South Korea parts of the drama. Score, 10 out of 10. As I said before, they clearly did a lot of research when it came to dressing the cast. We got a good understanding on how North Koreans would dress. The budget was definitely high for this project. The scenery and locales were picked very well. Of course, none of it was actually filmed in North Korea. Lots of CGI effects were used to film the capital scenes. The village parts were filmed on farmlands in South Korea. They did shoot in Switzerland at the lakes and up at the mountains. The train scenes were in fact filmed in Mongolia. Most memorable and iconic location was definitely Ri Jung-yuk's house. The whole house just gave a cozy, rustic vibe, from the bedroom to kitchen to the little backyard. Unfortunately, you can no longer visit this house because the area got demolished. Suri's house was quite disappointing to me. It was elegant and spacious, but we just didn't see much of it. Suri says she had 5 rooms, but I think we saw like 3? I guess they wanted us to feel the opposite from Ri Jung-yuk's house, from the cozy rustic house to a spacious hollow apartment. It makes sense for their characters prior to the meeting actually. Score, 10 out of 10. They did a great job doing B-roll shots of the cities and villagers, but when they filmed any nature scenes, it was beautiful, stunning. The CGI effects were sometimes a little off, but you can barely notice. The soundtrack was stunning. Every song can be played on repeat. Songs also meshed well with scenes they were paired with. Some songs were of course overplayed, but I did not mind because they were just that good. The instrumental pieces were all beautifully composed. They elevated many scenes. One in particular, Time of Chongyuk for City, got me in tears at certain scenes because they paired it with some of the most intense scenes in the drama. I do not think I could pick any song as my favorite. I love them all. It's a good beginner K-drama for those that have never seen one before. My favorite character is Jumok, the K-drama and South Korean expert for the group. Favorite part of the drama was when the 4 soldiers arrive in South Korea and are overwhelmed with all the new sights. The sweetest scene for me in particular was when Ri Jong-hyuk was at Siri's house and he was restocking her fridge. He readjusted how things are placed because he realized if he put it up high, Siri can't reach it. That scene to me was very sad and romantic. He wanted to make sure she was well taken care of, even after he leaves. One of the funniest scenes I loved the most was when the youngest of the group, Lee-dong-hee, was tricked into thinking that someone lives inside a vending machine and serves drinks. So he starts whispering thank you to the supposed person inside the vending machine. Biggest tearjerker moment for me was when Ri Jong-hyuk and Siri were on the phone, and Ri Jong-hyuk is running to find her. This is when Siri says for the first time, "I love you," which is then followed by a gunshot. Ri Jong-hyuk still on the phone is at a loss because he does not know what happened, and it's also the first time you really see emotions take over Ri Jong-hyuk. The Switzerland epilogue scenes are very important, so make sure you do not stop an episode too early. The beginning few episodes were a little confusing sometimes because everyone is in uniform and wears a hat covering their faces. It was hard to tell who was who, and we were introduced to a lot of people at the start. Anytime Siri's half-brother was defending himself to their father, it was kind of annoying. Every time he just raises his voice and screams, "Abuji!" Did you know, in the scene where Ri Jong-hyuk is playing a computer game at Siri's house and he enters a one-on-one duel, this scene is actually showcasing one of Hyun-bin's other works, Memories of the Alhambra, where in that drama, the premise is him dueling other players in VR. The music that plays when he is gaming is also paying tribute to the drama, as that instrumental Spanish theme is played throughout the Memories of Alhambra. Many cameo appearances were in the drama, but the most noteworthy is definitely Kim So-hyun, where he portrayed his character from his movie Secretly Greatly, back in 2013. In that movie, he plays one of the North Korean spies that has infiltrated South Korea. Final average score is 10 out of 10. Rewatch value is definitely high. I had to really nitpick just to find something to not like or was not good, but even with the flaws I pointed out, this drama deserves a perfect. I highly recommend this drama to anyone. It is a must watch. You won't regret it. Still here? Not sure what to watch after Crash Landing on You? Did not get enough of Hyun-bin and Ye-jin? Here are some dramas you can watch. Hi, Jekyll Me. Drama is about a theme park owner that has split personalities. He fights for control of his life. Stars Hyun-bin. Completely different side of Hyun-bin and a bit of opposite character from Ri Jong-hyuk. Something in the Rain tells the story of a single career woman who reunites with her best friend's younger brother. They try to reconnect after not seeing each other for 3 years, but it grows into a romance. Stars Song Ye-jin. Song Ye-jin's performance in this drama is outstanding, and it tackles a lot of workplace equality between men and women. The Negotiation. An ace negotiator attempts to figure out the real motivation of a man who kidnaps 2 people. Stars Hyun-bin and Song Ye-jin. If you did not get enough of this pairing together, then you can watch them be enemies instead of lovers in this movie. I really hoped you enjoyed this review video for Crash Landing on You. Make sure you give it a like, and also please tell me what your thoughts were for this drama. I would love to hear about it. Do you know which drama I should review next? Thanks for watching. Annyeong!